I was wondering if you had any experience with bearded dragons? Okay, great, because I just bought this bearded dragon from a vendor over there, and I have some questions. Okay, so I need a list of everything that they can't eat and a list of everything that they can't eat. I also need to know how big the enclosure I need to buy, for it. Also, how big does it get? And can I house it with my cat?
Let me tell you something, kid. First of all, any vendor that sold you a dragon that tiny, fresh out the egg, ought to be shot in the face with a load of horse crap and then beat for stinking. Second of all, what kind of entitled brat goes over, buys a bearded dragon from one of my competitors, comes back over here, expecting me to do customer service for an animal you bought from one of my competitors? And third, how big a moron do you gotta be to buy an animal you don't even know what to feed it? You gotta be a college student, cause only a person who went to college would be that daggum stupid. Daggum, for crying out loud, woman, this is a living thing. What kind of moron goes out and impulse buys a living creature that they don't know jack about how to take care of? It ain't like you're going out sampling new flavors of coffee or something. Look here, pay attention, kid. You see these people I work for? They got a whole bunch of videos on their YouTube channel to tell you how to take care of that dragon. I suggest you go home and do your homework and then come back and buy a dragon from a more respectable dealer.
I don't have time to go and watch your YouTube videos.
Yeah, because I am absolutely sure your whole day is probably taken up shooting TikTok videos, taking selfies, and slurping on iced coffee. If you ain't got time to sit down and do your homework on how to take care of an animal, then how in the heck you gonna have time to actually take care of the animal, princess?
Well, then we'll just leave you a bad review on Google.
Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the beginning of this video, and even though it's meant to be funny, this is very much a serious topic, and it happens all too often. We've had people actually come up to us at reptile shows, and that scene that we just made a little fun of plays out seriously. People impulse buy animals and have no idea what they're doing. That is not the way we want to recommend you to get started. The questions that Anna asked are actual questions that people have asked us, and the statements that she made are actual statements that people have said to us either in person or over, social media. People say, well, I don't have time to do research on an animal. Well, to be honest with you, Phil Billy is right. You don't have time to do your research, then you probably don't have time to take care of the animal. One of the things that we absolutely hate to see, and that is for one of our animals, whether it's a dragon, whether it's a snake, a tortoise, or whatever, go to someone that we know is ill prepared to take care of it. More than one time at reptile shows, I have said to a parent, your child is in no way prepared to take care of this animal. And sometimes it's even cost us sales. But it's okay, because if you take an animal home, you don't know what you're doing with it, and the animal ends up getting sick or dying, who gets the blame for it? Well, usually they blame the breeder. Well, you guys sold me a sick animal, and so we take a bad rap for that. But also the fact we want your first experience with a reptile to be a positive one, so we don't want to sell you something that we know, number one, you're going to have a bad experience with. Number two, we're sending that animal into a situation that we know it's not going to thrive in. And number three, it's just bad for the reptile industry as a whole for people to do that. Now, I want to talk to you briefly about just a couple of things that Anna said in that video. Number one, she said, what does the animal eat? These animals need to be fed pretty much immediately when they get home from a reptile show. So not only do you need to know what they need to eat, you need to already have gotten the food in preparation for bringing your new pet home. Then she asked about what do I need to set it up in. Now, once again, we've provided a lot of videos on how to set up various reptiles, snakes, and dragons, and so forth. We recommend that the cage not only be bought before the animal, but that the cage is already set up. You've already run through your temperature and your humidity and all of those things prior to bringing the animal home. So one of the other things that Philbilly told the young lady was that she had a lot of gall going to him, asking him to provide customer service for an animal that she purchased from one of his competitors. That is a thing on Facebook that we face a lot of times. We get a lot of questions from people who say, hey, I got this dragon from a big box pet store. Can you help me out with it? And once again, to be totally honest with you, we get so many messages via email, through Facebook and Instagram. We simply do not have enough people on our crew to answer every one of those questions individually. That is the reason why we've done these videos, is so that we could provide you a resource that you could come to and watch and do your own research and know how to better take care of those animals. We provide this resource to people who bought animals from us and people who didn't. However, our priority on one-on-one communication is going to be on our customers, as any business should provide. So it's not that, you know, we don't care if you bought an animal from some other store. It's just simply we just don't have time to do one-on-one service for everyone. And since the vast majority of those questions are questions that should be asked of a veterinarian, which we're not, by the way, we're not veterinarians. We can't give veterinarian type diagnosis or advice. Simply, we just cannot answer those types of questions. One of the things that we do get asked a lot is people will say, well, can you answer a few questions for me because you're kind of my last resort. The big box pet store that we bought our dragon from couldn't answer any of our questions. So if you're at one of these pet stores and they can't answer any of your care questions, maybe you need to reevaluate where you're going to purchase your animal from to begin with. The way I look at it is like this. Who is going to know the most about an animal? Is it going to be the person whose very livelihood depends on them producing good, quality, healthy animals? Or is it going to be a person who buys those animals and flips them back out to the customer? If you need to know things about an animal, if you want to provide or get the best quality animals, we've always said go to the breeder, go directly to the breeder whose livelihood depends on them producing quality animals. So to sum it all up, basically this is the number one biggest mistake that people make when buying a reptile, is that they don't do their homework and they're ill prepared to take care of the animal before they bring it home. Take care of that first. I promise you, you'll have a much better experience in the long run. Thank you guys for watching. One of the other things that she said was, what was it?
What did I say?
You can live with your cat or not, from crying out. Cow turds and then beef for stinking.
Ready?
Go.
Oh, just ruined my apple.